Hello! How's it going, folks? Got some people in chat already. Hey, Duck Rabbit. Hey, Florian, Gooblet, Dracoon. And Shane's here. Hooray. Hazel, good to see you. Troy. Glad you could stop by, even if you gotta go pretty soon, but just wanted to do some streaming. It's been like a long time since I've gone live. But I wanted to get a devlog going this week. However, I wasn't able to finish anything enough to the point where it felt like a devlog was going to be like satisfying or warranted or interesting. But I did kind of get started on a lot of different things. So today I just wanted to come on, hang out, and do some of the tasks that have been outstanding. How's my audio, by the way? Is it sounding okay? Bonheur means happiness, which, if said in French accent, oh hey. Okay. So, what I've kind of been deciding between, and I'm still from bonjour. I like it. Hey, Lazy T, how's it going? Stranded going well? Awesome. Sounds fine. Great. You changed your YouTube name and nobody knows you. What was it before? Also, hello, Calizard and Hopper. Very exquisite sound. Okay, I'm good then. Okay, so I'm kind of torn between two different things to do today. So maybe you guys can let me know what you'd like to see more. I have some relic implementations here. I'm going to switch to this. So I have, how long will the stream be? I don't know. My camera does have limited battery, like it's plugged in, but it doesn't charge as fast as it drains. So it is limited. Can't be more than like 2 hours. You are in the evening. Bonsoir. So I'm torn between two things. So I've got these relics that have been created but are not yet implemented. Like the new ones, the Midnight Pavis, Mercurial Kite, Cirrus Buckler, not yet put into the game. And then I've also been working a lot on like the level design and the procedural generation this week. Kind of refactoring that so that I can get a lot more variety. So whatever, let me know which one you think would be more interesting. It could be really boring for me to work on the proc gen stuff because it'll be really codey and it'll just be like me like thinking at things really hard before typing a line of code. But the other one might be more satisfying, so maybe I should go for that. Getting insider info for the next devlog. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. Ah, Stranded is making progress. Game dev be game dev. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's kind of a different energy between when you're doing it for a competition. It's like, it just has to be there, versus when you're like, okay, if I do this the right way now, I will not be sad in a month or two. Taking a game programming class in school and this stuff is hard. Yep, not wrong, not wrong. But it gets easier as you keep going. Nerdy stuff in code works for you. It's going to be a little nerdy regardless. Yeah, relics or level design. Actually, I think I can probably knock out the relics fairly quickly. So let's do that. Maybe we can even do both. Yeah, exactly. It's not spoilers, it's just insider info. It actually makes it more exciting. Well, so these are going to require some code because the reason I haven't implemented them is because there's code to be done. So let's take a little look here. Legit, I've spent so much time refactoring everything and changing mechanics so they work better for the game instead of working best for the competition. Yep, that's so real because you just got to get something finished. Everybody should go wishlist Stranded by Lazy T on Steam. Please do it. It's a great game. It's gonna be a hit, absolutely. If you haven't already, because chances are if you're here, you came here through Blackthorn, you probably saw the other competition, you already have Stranded wishlisted. Only taking it because it counts as a math credit. That's actually the coolest math credit ever. IB Hazel has a skeleton of work to do. They don't need to get better. The puns can stay exactly as they are. So let's go to my silly testing ground. And let's open up the player script. To begin with. I am not kind. I'm accurate. You caught a stream live. Hi, Silverstone. Yay. This preparing solution popping up while we get, oh, what is this? Gymnopody or Nozien? I think it's a Gymnopody. Is the music in the back? Can you guys hear that? Yes, it is Gymnopody number 1. I always get them confused. Okay. So the player script, if you've been following along, you know it's kind of bulky right now. Eventually it'll probably be refactored and leaned out. But what we're looking at right now is the take damage, because we're going to deal with the shields. Or handle damage, that's what I called it. So right now I just have these calculations happening, because they only have to happen once. I don't really need this abstracted more. This can all just be here. So we're going to call this, let's do the, I think the easiest one. No music at all? Oh, I have my desktop audio all the way down. Now you should maybe be able to hear it. Hearing a little swaying French piano music. Okay, so let's do the cirrus buckler first. The cirrus buckler is you take less damage if you are in midair. It comes from, actually, let me pull up my delightful visual aid here. No, still no music? Okay, good. Yeah, I figured it would take a little time to come on. A console log like what? Oh, like this? I made an extension method for my log, which is really not super necessary, but I do like that I can do this 1.5f1, and then I can make it like a different color. So it's a little bit it's just really nice if I have like a lot of them going or something, like I can be like, oh, that's the if I do like this, it's like, oh, that's the magenta one because that's the R channel, that's the G, that's the B channel. And it just helps. It visually, for me, I like it. So let's see, the air defense. This one actually isn't going to be a lerp because I'm not dealing with like how much stuff I have in the oil. These ones are all based on how much oil you have in your lantern, whether it's toward the top, the middle, the bottom, or the middle. Air defense only needs to know if we're in the air, which is super easy because I have ground check dot grounded, which is just returns whether or not I'm in air or not. And then we're gonna do. Okay, so now we need to go to the data and give ourselves the air defense stat. Oh, I always click that wrong. I actually need to go to the script, not just the declaration of the variable. Okay, so movement, damage modifiers. Okay, there we go. Defense. New stat. Public float air defense. Don't know why I spelled it Britishly. Probably because Ollie's here. Yeah, you can change the color of the console text if you Why am I watching you program instead of doing my programming job? Yeah, you can change the color if you do. It's a little goofy the way I did it, but it does work. Let me see. Where's my extensions? I know it's in here. Yeah, okay. So it only works if you're in the. I had it do this so that it wouldn't log console outside of the Unity editor, but you can do this string.format, and then I took like the color channels that I put in because you can't color isn't nullable, so you can't set it to null and color.white, which would be like the standard that I would do, isn't a value type, so you can't set it as the default. I don't know. I forget what the reason was. Something like that. But you can just put in a color tag here within your text, and then you have to do a little bit. You have to do a little bit of stuff here because it has to be in 255, and you have to do it as bytes, I guess, and then you do the log. I don't know. It kind of puts in a little caret. It took me like a whole day to figure it out, but I was like, this is worth it to me for some reason. That was back during when I was working on Lighthoof. Let's also add in this one. Front defense. I can't stop doing that for some reason, spelling it with a C. Load. Maybe rear defense might be useful. Literally, what's going on with me? Let's see. The next, all of the devlogs have my music in the background. I did all the music that was in those. Okay, wait. So when you first, Silverstone says, I'd love to make a game, but then I look at people coding, I have no idea what I'm looking at. Yeah, of course. I mean, if you haven't coded before, like, it's like looking at a foreign language, and I would have the same issue. I actually still, like, when I'm looking at other people's code, a lot of times I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about, I don't know what they're doing. But once you kind of sift through it, you can figure it out. And I can only do that because I've been doing it for a little while. So the more you learn, the more you can like understand and know, and it's really, really cool and satisfying. And I think everyone should do it, at least a little bit. Modded stat. We're gonna do air defense. Oh, 2 words. This is probably like the weirdest and worst part of this system. I keep like refining it so that it looks nicer and nicer syntactically, but in the end, it's still a string reference, which is not awesome. Let's see. Here's my defense. Why don't I do all of them wrong? That should have... What's going on? Is my backup keyboard messing up? Or am I about to find out that it's copied it like 6 times? Am I losing my mind? Okay, well, let's just do it this way then. What's going on? Where's my data? Oh, is it because there's compiler errors? It literally might be. Let's just get rid of these so that... Okay, so that maybe it can be happy. I'm gonna get the lore by reading the code. Yeah, you definitely will. There might be something in there that's like... Actually, I know for a fact that there's things within the code that are little spoilers or something. Because of the way I named certain variables and stuff. It's like, oh, what does that mean? There it is. Okay, yeah, it was just that there was a compiler error. Air defense. Okay, damage reduction while in midair. So then I go to my player data. We're going to add in air defense. Let's say 0.2. No, that's too much. Ah, it'll scale. We'll figure it out. Well, balance is for later. We'll see what feels powerful later. Okay, so now I have that in there. So active player data will use that when it kind of boots up. And then it'll take whatever the modifier is. So back in player script, now I can actually use that. Active data. Dot air defense. And then, or we're going to do 1, right? Yeah. And then I think we... The question is, will these be like cumulative with each other? Yeah, I think so. So we're gonna do the damage. I think we need to handle this a little bit differently. So damage minus equals dark defense. Damage minus equals light defense. Damage minus equals cosmic defense. Damage minus equals air defense. But these aren't right. So what should I call this? So this is just getting the value that's kind of the multiplier. And then I need these to be... Oh, no, I see. Okay, damage equals damage times. Ah, but then that's going to modify it bit by bit. Okay, we're going to do a new one. A new variable called int, right? It's an int? Yeah. Raw damage. Actually, let's make it a float so that it'll be a little more accurate. Equals damage. And then that should auto-convert, yeah. Okay. Hello, JYC. Welcome. When Disinherited isn't released, do you think you'll release the soundtrack on Steam, Spotify? Absolutely love your music in the game. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely will release it as a soundtrack. Kind of like one of my life's goals was to release an OST someday. And I ended up having to make a whole entire game to do that, so it definitely will happen. Hello, Isla. Cosmic Defense, you are Gojo. I wish I got that reference. I need to watch Jujutsu Kaisen. There's a lore in the code, Isla. Read it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is raw damage. And I'm basically going to multiply the... Wait, minus equal... And then I need to cast that as an int. I need to cast them both as ints? No. I just need to cast the whole product as an int. What? There we go. So what this is doing is each one of these is going to be like multiplied by the raw damage that's coming in, and then you're finding out how much you're taking off of the damage. So like dark defense, if you, this is lerping between, so if you are at 0, let's say you're at 0 lantern oil, it's taking 1, which would be like multiplying the damage. Am I doing this backwards? Yeah, I'm doing it backwards, but that's okay. Because we just need... So this is no defense versus the full percentage of defense that you can get out of dark defense. And then 1 minus current oil as ratio. This is backwards. So let's flip it. 1 minus 1F minus. So this is going from 0, so like no defense, to the max defense you can get for if your oil is completely empty, and then you're getting the ratio of oil from 0 to 1 as a float, and then you're going to just like pick on where on that line from 0 to like 20% is your defense. And then down here we're taking that number and we're multiplying it by the raw damage coming in, and then that's how much we're going to subtract from the damage total overall. There might be a more elegant way to do this that I might find later, but for now. So we don't need this anymore. Bye. Okay. And then same deal here, we just do the same kind of operation. There we go. And that should pretty much work. I'm too asleep to understand words. What's Dryden doing? I'm implementing the cirrus buckler. So is that not what it's... Did I not call it that? Okay, let's go to my items room. Or my relics area. Oh, I totally don't even have it in. That's exciting that I get to do this now. Okay, so cirrus buckler. I did definitely bring in the sprites though, right? I guess I didn't. Okay. Hold please. No, they're in my downloads folder though, I bet. Shields? Oh yeah, I just didn't get to rename them. That's Aegis Cosmia, there's Aegis Helia, there's Aegis Luna, there's the Midnight Pavis. There's the Cirrus Buckler. And there's the Mercurial Kite. Whoa, that's a wild tempo for this piece. Wow, I've never heard this played that fast. I like it. It's kind of cool. It like really like kind of pulls the rhythms. Serious. This is my serious butler. There it is, Cirrus Buckler. So the effect that this has is to make it so that you are more defended when you're in midair. Because it comes from the evolution of the old shield, or the rusted shield. This actually might look a little too similar to the Cirrus, but we'll see. Like when it's small, I'm like, oh man, you kind of can't distinguish between them all that well. But the silhouette's pretty different, so okay. So we'll say fill in description. Okay, and then I put in my modifier here, which is going to be air defense. And we'll do 0.2. 20% damage reduction in midair. It's kind of a lot. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Duck Rabbit. That's very sweet. It's seriously not fair. The Dragon's so good at so many different things. I'm okay at a lot of stuff, I guess. So what I'm gonna do is take this. I should have some item. Thought I had an item prefab in here, but I think I might have taken them all out. I'd love to know why that happens, why I don't know what it is on this, but like if I try to click and drag my item prefabs, it just drags like a weird floating point that isn't real. I don't know why that's happening, why that happens. It's a little distressing. That works, I guess. Okay. But the first time I do it, it always does that. Okay, so now I'm going to load in the Cirrus buckler so that it's just there for me to grab. And let's just see. Maybe it's just gonna work. Oh, hey, Marussia. Oh, no! Jump scare. Classic. Classic. I'm more surprised he can work that well in front of people. Oh, I'm anxious about it too. Don't worry. It's not special in that. Okay. So this needs to be imported at 1024 or it will be enormous. Okay. Let's just see. We've got our lovely bone golem to attack us. So, why does it say plus 28? This is gonna be crazy. Okay, 29. I do know why that's happening. The giant relic. Yeah, I was thinking it might be related to the selection settings too, but I did try putting in like a base, what's that, selection base attribute at the top of one of them, but that didn't seem to help either. Maybe it's because it's mixing like a UI, there's like a UI element and a thing in there. I don't know. Okay, so what's happening is light defense, lerping between zero and the active data light defense, which should be 0. Because I don't have anything that's modifying that. So lerping between 0 and 0. Lerping between, and then you set minus the raw damage, which is the damage coming in. And then we're subtracting this. raw damage. Thinking. Raw damage times light defense. 0 times 0. Or whatever this integer coming in is, and then 0. Casting as an int, damage minus equals 0. Is it? It might be cosmic defense that's messing this up. Ah, it definitely is. Okay, so that should be between 0 and this. One minus 0, or 1 minus, yeah, 1 minus 0. Okay. Air defense should not be active unless it is positive. So we're finding out how much is, I think it's not 1 minus, I think it's just 0. Because if it's 0, then it's 0, and 0, and 0. Okay. There we go. Let's see what happens now. Try to catch up with chat. Bone armor. Yeah, I mean, maybe like wearing the bone golem's rib cage or something. Ooh, I really like the idea of a boss that counters your weaknesses. That's like a really cool game design idea. Okay, so let's just see raw what kind of damage you're dealing me. Okay, +4. That's definitely incorrect. With this, it's +1 when I'm on the ground, and 0 when I'm up. That's chaotic. What am I doing wrong here? So... I think I might have actually set up the stats backwards. Let's see what happened. Let me see, like, Aegis Cosmia. Modifier would be +3, or 0.3. And then if I go to base data, the normal, like, dark defense. Ah, the natural version is 1. That's why. I don't like that anymore. Light defense and cosmic defense. I want to set it up the other way. So that 0 defense actually takes away 0 points of damage from you. And, why did I set that to 0.1? That's wild. That's a wild choice. That must have been just from what I copied it from or something. What am I doing wrong? Have you tried adding more bones? I tried that. It only made things more complicated. Ooh. Okay, so now he's dealing 15, which I believe is the actual number of damage he deals right now. Okay, so now he should deal 15. Okay, and then if I'm in midair, he should deal less than 15. He didn't. Okay, that is because I did this part of the code wrong. Yep. If you're not grounded. That's what we need. Maybe try adding a fully anatomically correct enemy. No. Never. Okay. 15. Good. Boing. Should be 15. And then in midair should be like 12. Nope. Okay, let's find out why. Just make the legs. No! I shall not make the legs. There's reasons. And it's not just that I don't like animating legs. Guillaume has legs. Are you not satisfied with Guillaume? Okay, so the air defense will be, if you're not grounded, air defense, and if you are grounded, then 0. The raw damage is going to be 15 coming in, times the air defense. So the raw damage is afloat. We should be getting... I'm not seeing a problem here. So let's just log it out and see what's going on. Say air defense is air defense. Let's check it there. Raw damage is raw damage dot log, and let's make that log. Let's make it green. Wow, nice. Scheduling 4 videos. I've never been so organized in my life. Alright, let's see what we got here. Boom. Oh no, what are we logging? We can't do this. Terrible. Must have been from when I was testing Bone Golem. The Koroks you can throw off cliffs. The things people did to those Koroks. Tragic. Okay, air defense is 0, raw damage is 15. Correct. Air defense is 0, raw damage is 15. Okay. Something, I think I set up the item wrong then. Ah, that's what it needs to be. It has to be set to stack add. Let me see. Let's get my Aegises out too. Where my Aegis is at. Because it worked when it was stack multiply. Because it was multiplying 1 again by whatever this modifier factor was. But now I think it's not going to work because I have to get it to update the modifier, so I've got to reset. Think I got it. So 15, this... Yeah, there we go. Yay, 12. That's what I like to see. That's what I was expecting. Now, it'll be a little bit of a different matter to, like, get it to feel right, because if I had, like, just tried to jump off, and it didn't work the first time, so that's a little weird, but, that probably is just because it, like, hadn't figured out. I was just so early in the jump that it was like, yeah, you're still grounded pretty much. So what I could do is have it check, like, what animation I'm in. Like, if I'm starting to jump, that would maybe feel a little bit nicer. And have it also do that. So I think I'm going to do that. Let's see. Anim dot. I always forget it's like current state info. Oh no, I can just check the bool. Get bool. Jumping? I think it's called jumping. Let's find out. Open up my animator. Parameters. Yeah, jumping. It's a little bit of a lazy way to do this, but we'll just check and see if it's jumping too, because then it'll be more forgiving. And I think more forgiving is good, because you don't want people to be like, I was totally in the air, because I would be. Oh my. Hello. Goodbye. Bye, Silverstone. Oh my gosh. The chaos of my camera just falling off. You don't want to know what my camera is set up on right now. It's not. It's not secure. How high? Yeah, if I did how high you are affect the damage reduction, I think that would be kind of a cool idea. But you would also have to be like, okay, so checking down all the time, first of all, and like seeing what the distance is to ground. And also, I feel like it's going to be more useful of a relic if it's just like, if you're in the air, you get a damage reduction. Hey, Lax! Lax is here. Hello. It is so much worse than being set up on a pole being balanced. It's set up on Legacy Cobalt from 1972. The camera fell for you. Yeah. It's set up on, it's an inverted bowl with a mug on top of it with the camera on top of that. Yes, I should buy an arm. Okay, so the next one that I want to do is either the Midnight Pavis or the Mercurial Kite. I think the Mercurial Kite will be sort of easy to set up now that I have this framework beta. Float, speed defense. So what the Mercurial Kite does is the faster you're moving in that very moment, the more damage reduction you get. So let's start with setting up the item, setting up the relic itself. Let's copy the Cirrus Buckler. Mercurial Kite. Not gonna get caught by this again. Giant jump scare shield. Let's go over here. Let's create a speed defense stat. Damage reduction increases as movement. I need to make it increases with current velocity. Yeah. What? Why? Why did I end that with a semicolon? I'm broken. Player data. What was I calling that? Speed defense. There we go. Let's also have that be... This one's a little complicated. 0.5, but if you're going really fast. 0.3. It's kind of hard to balance it because there's technically no upper limit to how fast you can be moving. but like there should be an upper limit to how much you can be defended, but you want it to feel impactful. This is a tricky sort of stat to balance, as I was kind of discovering with the Caduceus staff. So let's go in here. Let's add in our little defense. Yep. Float, speed defense. Return down here. Audit stat, speed defense. Okay. Speed defense equals... Okay, so we're going to get the rigid body velocity dot magnitude. And we're going to lerp. Let's say float max speed. Just putting that there so I know what it is. I think the max speed that you really could go in this game is like 15. So let's just say max speed. So that's going to be the ratio of like how fast we're going versus the maximum, the cap on how much this defense is going to be. We're going to go 0f to active data dot speed defense. We're going to do the same thing. Same kind of syntax down here. There's probably a way, I mean, I could probably do something. Yeah, I'll the fact that this is like the repeated syntax tells me that it would be very easy to like do this in a faster way or like a more elegant looking way, but I kind of actually like that it's like very visual. It's like, yeah, you can see all these things being applied. That should be enough to like get it going at least. There's a is the clamping the backward movement, is that why people are like always like backwards long jumping through Mario and 64 and stuff? Oh wait, I forgot to change which item it is. I don't know too much about that scene. I do love speedrunning, but I've seen a lot of like, Yahoo! 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 What was I doing? Oh yeah, mercurial kite. Oh, I don't like the green background on it because it kind of distorts, or like you can't really tell what the shape of the actual item is. Okay, so that should be 15 versus 13. Yeah, it worked. So if you're moving, this should be like 14. Yeah! Perfect. Whee! So then if you really like roll into danger... Oh, well, see, that I was just invincible there. That's neat. 13. Yeah, that's great, because then if I have something like... Let's go over to... Let's give myself a little hack. Amethyst bead. Amethyst bead, add item. So now I've got 3 of those. Pop them onto my shield. And this should be like 13. Well, am I mistaken about what amethyst bead does? Let's actually do this. 1.2. Oh, I died. I died. Okay, so let's do it. Let's just get another item. Amethyst. And then we'll make this one infinite so I can just grab it. How did I do the shadow effect? So that is, it's actually only, I tried to do like multiple frames. So this is actually a light 2D. Here, I can show it over here. Light. It's a child of the oil controller, so we'll do that. And I tried initially to make one that was like an animation. So it's just a sprite that's in a sprite type light 2D. And then there's just a thing on it that's a random rotator. So every 0.1 seconds, it just sets the rotation to something else. So it's actually only one sprite that's just randomly spinning every 1/10 of a second. And it worked out a lot better than I thought. Like initially I used an animator to cycle through a bunch of sprites. But this ended up looking and feeling a little more stable and being plenty. So, okay, now I'm like really running. I'm doing a little... But now it's 13, so if you have... If you've got some amethyst beads up in your build... Okay, why isn't that hitting me? Then you're actually... And this should actually be a lot easier. Yeah, 12. Okay, cool. So now this is actually like automatically synergizing with my BDs. I don't know how many, I don't know how fast you can do it. I've seen some folks on Discord are like approaching 1 minute on the demo. I don't know if there's been a sub 1 minute yet, but that's really fast. In terms of a full run, I don't know yet. We'll see. Ollie, Mashup Games. This is not a new boss, but it's sort of like a new bigger like enemy within the catacombs area. Just kind of a toughie. So when you encounter it, you're like, ooh. Did I refactor stuff to have better architecture / strategy? Somewhat. I've been kind of gradually, like I did fix up a lot of the like projectile holdable architecture a couple weeks ago. That helped a lot. I kind of do like more like little prunes of things here and there. There's definitely areas that need more fixes than others, I would say. But, yeah. Let's see. Okay, so the most tricky one is going to be this Midnight Pavis, because I don't think I have any way of telling where damage is coming, which direction damage is coming from. So we're going to have to add that into the damageable interface. Most likely. Because, yep, handle damage. But I do have it being passed into the attack source. So that's actually good, because that means that whatever is using that, which I believe is the combat. This is gonna break. Well, this will break exactly 3 things. Handle damage. Let's just say transform dot right, because it doesn't really matter there. There's only one place where it matters, but because it's being passed through this damageable interface, everything that uses it now has to know. Which is like sort of an example of like, yes, you're doing things right, and then it complicates things actually. So hit result dot, I think it's hitbox. Transform dot position. Let's see if it's still mad. I think it's good. I actually thought that was gonna be hard, but I don't think it is. No, here we go. And then we can just put in transform.forward here, or transform.right here, because it doesn't matter. And then this is going to be mad because... Oh no, this is the part where it's... Okay. Yep. Combat interfaces. So we'll be able to use that to figure out some other stuff. Already fixed that there. Player. Vector 2. Attack source. All right. So now to get the front defense, we're going to figure out the difference between the player's transform. Wait, that's just transform. We're on the player script. Transform.position. We're going to find out the angle from the attack source. Attack source. And I think we actually only need the X. Depending on how strict I want to get about this. Yeah, I don't want to get very strict about it. So if that equals... So we only need the sign of that. But which is only equal to, like, whether it's 0 or not. So we're seeing if this is to the same side as transform.right. .x. No, I didn't watch that whole modular weapon series. I watched parts of it. Yeah, the component-based thing might help. Let me see. Can't you have things that do damage be under a certain group and make the player constantly check if an item from that group is heading towards him and from what direction? Be under a certain group. What does under a certain group mean, I guess, is my question there. Then again, I was in Ghetto, so my engine would be superior. Oh, I had to deal with that in a game I made. It was a pain, so I had to totally refactor damaging to have a new variable and signal attached. Oh yeah, I don't know what a signal is. That might be some specific stuff to Godot or something. Or there might just be a different name for it in Unity. Make a series of videos on programming design patterns recently. It's been, I'm sure, yeah, 150 new tools to use. Yeah, I need to, like, watch those. I've just had very, very little time. It's been kind of intense recently. What was it? There was one I missed. Right? Doing no game engine is easy. Oh, you're building your own game engine? Is that right? Salad shooter? That's intense. Oh, a signal is just like an event. Okay, okay. That's legit. Okay, so transform.right, which should just be like 1 or -1. This is, okay, so let me think through this. If I take the sign of that, and then I do this, And then I can turn that into I think that's right. It could be backwards, though. And then we're going to do active data. Dot front defense. Or 0. Damage. Nice equals. Int. Actually, let's just do... I don't mind. It's fine. That's actually more work to refactor that into something than it is to just leave it, which is supposedly what would be helping the work. Okay. Where am I? Oh, I put it up here above the other one. It's weird. I do want that there. So if the attack source is to the right of me, that's going to result in a positive number and transform dark. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Let's see if it works. Kite. Midnight pavis. Duplicate that. Let's go front defense. Damage reduction from the front. Let's go back to pavis. Front defense. Boom. Okay. And then we need to go to... I don't think I did this yet. Well, we'll find out, I guess. Point 2. There it is. Okay. In-world item. Switch this out to Midnight Pavis. Oop, I have a compiler error. I'm sure it's down to the... Yeah. Handle damage to damage source. Oh yeah, I was mad about both of those things. Both the signature not matching. And the thing not being implemented correctly. Ooh. Let me see. What is line 627? Oh, I'm probably way far away. Oh no, 627, that has to be player, because that's like the only one long enough. Oh, this here. I made an extension method for debug.log so that I can just attach it to the end of whatever I want. Like, I could do like, if I wanted to, like I could do dark defense.log, and then I can put the color in so that it logs in a certain color. I just find that to be a little more, a little nicer than writing debug.log and then doing, like, whatever I would do with, like, formatting the string and stuff. And then if it's an extension, then I can do stuff like if I want to turn off all logging, I can do that. Or like I have Unity, if Unity editor. So if it's not in the editor, it won't do all these debug logs. It'll just skip that, which is what I want. Okay, so it's just getting sort of mad for no reason under there. Also, hi, Iro. Welcome. Oh no, it got me again. You always forget like one step. I don't think yeah, I can't. No, I can do that during play mode. Cool. Get my pavis. So now if it's attacking me from the front... Uh-oh. That didn't work. Wait, let's see if it's backwards. Nope. Huh? Oh, I know. Nope, I don't know. I think I forgot to do this step. Yep. Defense. Modded stat. Defense. I'm thinking that'll actually work now. Uh-oh. That's a long completing domain. I always get nervous because sometimes it just ends it. Like sometimes that happens forever and I have to restart Unity. But usually that's what happens when I try to reload the scripts while I'm in play mode, which is the worst. Okay. Base data. Okay, let's see. Front defense. Air defense. Okay, that should be 0. Don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I've seen Hot Reload. What is that on the asset store or something? I've seen you using it before. Okay, 12. 15! It works! I love it when... So I don't know, however, why air defense would be active right now. That's a little questionable to me. Air defense. I think it might be something about the way I've written it. But right now it should be... Yeah, it's at 0. Oh, speed defense is active. Because I probably did the exact same thing, where I set the speed defense in here for no reason. Yeah. There we go. That needs to be set in the item, the relic itself. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, that's interesting. So it was working, but for the wrong, the wrong reason. Okay, now all that's sorted out. That would have been an interesting bug later if I like kind of wasn't in the middle of everything. So now all that's left, I mean, we've got these relics implemented now. All that's left is to make their recipes. So this is, we're going to do, let's copy this rusted shield. My little system here is just you drop in a base relic, and then the recipe is, so let's say for this is sunstone bead, we're going to be making the cirrus buckler. If you have 3 sunstone beads on your rusted shield, it will become the cirrus buckler. And then I set up an editor script so that it automatically changes the name of it over here, which keeps it nice and organized for me. Rusted shield. And then what's the one for... Oh yeah, amethyst. And that's going to become the mercurial kite. And then the last one is the midnight pavis. And that one is the onyx speed. Yeah. Nice. So now these are all fully like implemented in the game and working. Hooray! What is Potbelly? Is it lore? Potbelly is the name for this guy. Haha. Because he kind of has a pot for a belly. Whoa! Unity 7's going to include a major refactor where game objects use dots on the back end and reducing compile time overall so everything will be much faster. Oh, that's going to be beautiful. But I can't imagine how much work that's going to take for the Unity devs. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I should get Hot Reloaded. Probably save me like years of my life. You can use superscript n to replace list count n for items from the end of the list. Oh yeah. I've seen that, or I've used that before. Okay, well, I feel like I'm like really happy with how quickly those came together. So, thanks everybody for being here. I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream since that's like a nice arc. And we'll hope to see you next time. I want to give a shout out of thank you to Emil Skov and Yoji in the Ascended Lighthoof tier of channel members, and to AjHavok in the Reaper Council. Really appreciate you guys' support, and of course all of my channel members who are here. Thank you, and who are not here, who are watching later. So, bye everybody.